Hi, how are you? Welcome back to my channel. So excited you're here because I'm talking about my old school April wrap up. No, the lighting's weird, background sucks. This is not very spooky of me, but it's a miracle I'm even here, okay? I've had a lot of changes and a lot is happening and this is a disaster and I'll explain all that at the end, okay? But right now, let's talk about all the things I did for old school April. Really, I'm just talking about the books and the movies. I'm not talking about all of it. I was on the food court gang team and we actually won. This is the first year in all the 3 years I've done this that I've actually been on the winning team. It's really exciting. And it's all for fun. It's all for a good time. We get bragging rights and we get to choose the theme for next year. So it's really fun. I am wearing my old school April shirt, Mall Madness. Love the shirt. This is the first time I've had a video up. I didn't do any kind of vlogs this time. I didn't do any kind of, updates as I went along because, everything's just been complete and total chaos. But yeah, and I'm sorry if you hear chomping. Eddie is having dinner. So anyhow, let's get to, I'll do books first and then I'll get into the movies because I know most people are here for the books, so I'll say movies till the end. And sorry the lighting sucks, but like I said, it's a miracle I'm even here. These are going to kind of go in order of like least to favorite, sort of. But first, let's start with the rereads because I had a few rereads. First being, I read Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, more Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, and then Scary Stories 3. Read all 3 of them. I mean, they were just quick, fun. I hadn't read them since I was a kid, and I remember being mildly traumatized by them when I was a kid. And, I still remember, like, they really came back to me as I was reading them, and I'm just like, it's so funny that they're kid stories because they're really spooky for kid stories. A couple of them are kind of silly, but most of them are really creepy. And I just had a lot of fun with them. Then I read R.L. Stine, The Haunted Mask, my favorite Goosebumps book. And I can't say that I've read all the Goosebumps books, but of all the ones that I remember reading, that was my favorite. It's also my favorite episode. So I had to read it. And it also is set around Halloween, which obviously is my favorite of all the holidays. And it just had that Halloween vibe, the 90s Halloween vibe, and I just love it so much. Third reread was Someone at the Door by Richie Tankersley Cusick. This is one that I said that I actually took to a sleepover at my friend's house when I was a kid, and she was very annoyed because I couldn't put this book down. I was reading it instead of hanging out. And yeah, I kind of remembered it as I was reading it, but then also I was still surprised because I couldn't remember how it ended. I couldn't remember what the big reveal was, and so I was still really surprised. It actually was unpredictable, so that was really fun for a YA novel that I was not able to predict where it was going. So I really had a good time. Love the setting, this remote, snowy setting, and being sort of stuck. And these young girls, they're teen girls, and they're stuck in a house with 2 strangers. So, really good setting. On to books that were brand new to me. We'll start with like my least favorite. I didn't hate any of these, but we'll start with like my least favorite, and then we'll go from there. Well, I didn't really hate any of them, but I didn't have the best time with a couple of them. First one is Home is Where the Bodies Are by Geneva Rose. This is one I've been wanting to read for ever since it came out. I've been dying to read it. The cover gets me. Anything with a VHS cover automatically gets me. This one is about 3 estranged siblings who are reunited when they find out that their mother has passed away, and they're having to go through her estate, and they find a VHS tape. And when they come across this VHS tape, there's like this really disturbing footage involving their dad and a dead body. So they're, trying to piece together what happened, and, all these secrets are revealed and all these things are revealed. Sadly, I was a little disappointed by this one. I love the whole complicated family dynamics. Anything involving complicated family dynamics, I'm there. You have the drug addict sister. You have the sister who is just has been there for the mom and was there when the mom passed. Then you have the brother who is this wildly successful, kind of arrogant, wildly successful one that had gotten away, and the sisters are, you know, kind of jealous of that. Where this was a bummer was that I was able to predict pretty much every plot twist. Like, I knew where this was going pretty early on, so that was a pretty big bummer. And I have that issue with thrillers a lot, which is why I stopped reading thrillers and switched to horror. I still try to read thrillers, like if there's one that's really appealing to me and one that, you know, like this one that's just so appealing that I wanted to read it so badly. But yeah, this is why I ended up reading horror instead. Horror just tends to shock me more. Another reason this was a bummer is because I really couldn't connect with any of the characters. I didn't really like any of the characters. I really struggled with this all the way around. It was really a bummer to me. Next was Be That Way by Hope Larson. This is when I talked about my TBR video, so I've already told you what it's about. I liked the diary entry format. That was really fun. Also loved the art in it. And, you know, the character, you know, the main character, she was really fun to follow. She was really quirky. She was interesting and just a typical teenage girl. This was a little too young for me, unfortunately. It was very much just a lot of just teen drama and all that, which I think this is definitely for a younger audience. And I really had a hard time with all the teen drama, but it was really cute. And, like I said, I did like the characters. It's just I couldn't connect with all the teen drama. This is, I think if I were younger, I would have enjoyed it a lot more. Next was Shop Girls. This one is by Jessica Anya Blau. I think that's how you say that name. Not 100% sure. This one is a coming of age novel. It's set in 1980 San Francisco, and it follows Zippy. And Zippy is such a fun name, and that is her real name, by the way. She's 19. She has her dream job working in a department store known as I Magnin, and you're following her as she's just kind of figuring everything out, like not only her job, but her life, her friendship, her relationships, like family, friends, everything, all the way around. She's really quirky, she's really fun, and she's actually really likable. This one it's very lighthearted, it's cozy. I really loved getting to know Zippy as well as her friends, her family. As you know, you're kind of getting to know her as she's finding herself, as she's finding her way in the world. It was really fun. I really enjoyed it. It was just something cozy. It felt kind of like a hug. Even though this was lighthearted, it did tackle some tougher subjects as well. It did so in sort of like a more, like a lighthearted way. I didn't feel sad while reading it or anything like that. Even though it had some of those tougher subjects, it didn't feel like heavy-handed or anything like that, if that makes sense. It was really fun. It was a really cute, fun read. Next, I read The Lightning Bottles by Marissa Stapley. This is one I got in an Aardvark book box a while back, and I forgot I had it. But this is set in the 90s grunge era. I'm not gonna go into the entire story of what this is about, but this is like part love story, part mystery. It's like you're going back in time and learning about these rock stars, Jane and Elijah. You're finding out how they met, how they got together, their love story, but then you're also finding out how Elijah went missing. And now fast forward to like present day, and Jane has moved to Germany, and her neighbor, this like teen girl neighbor, says that she has clues that could help Jane figure out what happened to Elijah. And so Jane pairs up with this neighbor, and they go on this quest, following all these clues all over the place to try to figure out what happened to Elijah. I love the setting. Grunge in the 90s, like that sold me automatically. I was in. There's commentary on religion and the judgment that comes with that sometimes. There's also commentary on satanic panic. There are themes of addiction, love, fresh start. I really enjoyed going back and finding out and learning more about Jane and Elijah's love story, how they met. It was just a really sweet love story. I loved that part. And I loved the, like, just following along with the mystery. I was really invested in that mystery of figuring out what happened to Elijah. All that being said, I ended up being disappointed by the end. Ended up being disappointed in the ending. I was just so invested that I expected more from the end. However, I really did enjoy the journey though. Yeah. To get that far into it and be that invested and then to be disappointed with the ending was a real bummer. But I still like don't regret reading it just because I really did enjoy the story. So we have The Idiot by Elif Batuman. Probably messing that up for real, but I did my best. Now, this is a weird one to review because there's not much of a plot. You're following the main character while she's in college, and she's just navigating college life, and she's navigating relationships and friendships and all these things, and you're just following her thoughts. And that's it. That's the whole story. So it's a really weird one to review. I could see like if you need something that's very plot driven, then you may not enjoy this one, but I actually did really enjoy it. I really enjoyed being in Celine's brain. I really enjoyed following along as she's figuring things out. To me, this is about language, relationships, love. It's about just adjusting to college life. It's about adjusting to life in America for her. Honestly, by the end though, I felt sort of like this, like almost sad and lonely feeling. I don't know why, I don't know where that came from, but that's how I felt by the end of it. But I really did enjoy the book though. There were a lot of thought-provoking ideas in it, and I just really enjoyed it. I was surprised that I enjoyed it because I usually do need plot, but for some reason I really enjoyed it. I read Horror Movie by Paul Tremblay. I told you about this one in a book haul not too awful long ago, so I'm not going to tell you about this one again, what this is about. But this was sort of fucked up. This was sort of fucked up. I enjoyed the format, which included like the screenplay, bits of the screenplay as well. It was unsettling and gave me that, you know, that sense of dread that I need in horror, that I look for in horror novels. I definitely had that sense of dread pretty much the whole time, and just that uneasy feeling. The character development was spot on, the main character definitely, and just all in all, this was excellent. This was really good. Really enjoyed it, and I honestly, I just got chills thinking about some scenes in this book. I kind of knew some of where this was heading, but even still, I didn't care. I still had that uneasy feeling, even though I knew kind of where some of this was heading. It was really good. It was really well written. I enjoyed it. Gil's All-Fright Diner by A. Lee Martinez. This was absolutely absurd in the best way possible. It was bonkers. It made me laugh so many times. Of course, the main characters are a werewolf and a vampire. You also have zombies, you have other beings. There's even a love interest that I didn't expect. It goes off the rails. It's completely crazy, and I loved it. I had a great time with it. It's so fun. I'm not gonna say anything to give anything away. You just need to read it. It's a great time. It's a lot of fun, and so the scenes, I'm laughing because I'm rethinking about some of the scenes, and they're so wild. And yeah, not gonna say anything else. You would have to read it to understand. It's really crazy and really funny. I finally read Meddling Kids by Edgar Cantero. So many people said I needed to read this, so I had to. I've heard this described as Scooby-Doo for adults, and I 100% get the reference. It was a lot of fun. It did take me a little bit to adjust to the writing style, but once I got into it, I was fine. I didn't have any complaints. I had a lot of fun with it. I'm not gonna lie, it started off a little bit slow, but once they got back to where it all happened, if you've read the book, you know what I mean? that's when it really kicked up for me, and that's when it started to feel like an adventure. But I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with the characters. I enjoyed getting to know the characters, and yeah, it was just a great time. I really enjoyed it, and I really would like more books with this vibe, like this whole like Scooby-Doo for adults vibe. I really had a good time. Then I read Bumps in the Night in the Mall of Madness by A.D.R.O. This is one I would recommend if you were a Goosebumps fan. This is like a notch above Goosebumps, I would say. It takes it to the next level. This went darker than I expected it to go, but I would highly recommend it if you are into, like I said, Goosebumps. It's definitely unsettling, it's creepy, and it's has that, I picked this up because it was set in a mall, which is, you know, Mall Madness was our theme this year for OSA. This was just perfect for that. So I really enjoyed it. I'm not gonna say too much about it because it is short and I don't wanna give anything away, but I loved it. And finally, we have Chalupa Cabra Y2K by V.S. Lawrence. I had so much fun with this. This was my number one. I think I had the absolute best time with this one. I laughed out loud so many times and I gagged a few times. Yeah, this book is freaking bonkers. And let me tell you, the chapter titles in this are great. Like some of the best chapter titles I've ever seen. Let me see if I can, without giving anything away. Oh, this chapter title actually sums up the whole book. It's not a spoiler, but the cops were no help, obviously. And they really weren't through the entire book. The cops literally were no help through the entire book. So that like really sums it up. The cops were pretty useless. Yeah. Wet Hot Amateur Hour. Yeah. So the chapter titles were laugh out loud hilarious. They were so good. But the whole book was that way. The whole book was so great. The characters were a lot of fun. The villain, like the Chalupa Copper, which is a chalupa that has just running amok through town, basically slurping up hot sauce and, you know, murdering people, is just the craziest villain ever. But this thing is just, it's so freaking good. Like this cover just sums it up. And also, like, if you've ever worked a nightmare fast food job, you would appreciate this too, because like you're gonna feel their pain for real. You're gonna feel their pain working in fast food, but then on top of it, they're dealing with this crazy chalupa, and then also on top of that, like they're dealing with the Y2K situation. You know, it's the whole thing is completely crazy. Real quick, let's talk about the movies. The watch parties. Okay, so first of all, the watch parties. I joined the watch party where we watched Hook, which is one of my favorites. I love Hook so much. We did Saturday morning cartoons where we watched Scooby-Doo, season 1, episode 18. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, season 3, episode 22. Batman, season 1, episode 9, I think my writing says. SpongeBob, season 1, episode 14. And then there was a watch party in which we watched some Nickelodeon game shows. We watched Wild and Crazy Kids and Family Double Dare. There were going to be more, but I had to get off, so I don't know what else they watched on that one. So I only got to watch a couple episodes for that. And then also movies I watched The Crush, Money Talks, Harry and the Hendersons, Wild America, Matilda, Kindergarten Cop, The Cutting Edge, Overboard, Runaway Bride, The Babysitters Club, You've Got Mail. I think that's all. I'm telling you, my notes are all over the place, but I think that's everything as far as movies and shows. This does not include everything that I did, because I participated in Six at April, and I had a crap ton of snacks, and I watched a lot of people's YouTube videos involving Old School April. Like, I did a whole bunch of stuff. So I'm just telling you about the movies and books. So yeah, so for those of you just here for that, feel free to sign off. For those of you interested in a little tiny life update, I moved. So at the end of March, right before Old School April, I moved. So I have been trying to unpack and trying to work a full-time job and dealing with appointments. Like we have 3 appointments after work and after school every week because, you know, my son is done with intensive therapy, so now he's doing other stuff, other appointments after school and work. And then I have my own appointments. So yeah, it's been really crazy. So I've been trying to get, I'm trying to have, you know, do all my fun stuff and work stuff and all the things. Yeah, but that's why my house looks all crazy in the background. You're getting a little sneak peek at some things that you're gonna see in the future. But I do have new bookshelves. I'm really excited. You see one little tiny one behind me, but I have actual bookshelves with my horror books on them. So I'm really excited to show you. I really am, but I don't want to give you a sneak peek yet because you're going to see a video. So something to look forward to. I did already film the video. I was wanting to wait until Old School April was over to show you all those things. I thought it'd be fun to do a little series of like, not like home decor, but kind of home decor over here, to where you can see, like, as I go along, putting the shelves together and getting everything set up. For those of you interested in something like that, if you're not, you can skip those. Not a big deal. You will still see the book reviews, and you will still see the TBR videos and all that stuff too. But for those of you who have been invested and been following me and have seen the struggle of me losing the bookshelves and all that stuff, I thought it would be fun to show you the before and after. So I have actually filmed an empty apartment tour so that you could see like the before. And then I've done a video of like setting the bookshelves up. Not really setting the bookshelves up, but like putting the books on the shelf. And then I'll do like a video of like thrifting stuff for the shelves and all that. So I just thought it'd be fun to do like a little series on that for those of you interested. I don't know. And like I said, if you're not interested, you can skip those. But I love watching stuff like that. So I thought maybe I would give y'all some of that since I've just moved and you could see the clean slate. You see a little sneak peek back there because I have gotten a couple things. But yeah, I just thought it'd be cool to show y'all the process and how my process works and how I like decorate, because I am doing a rebrand, and I thought it'd be cool to take you along little parts of the rebrand with the decorating the shelves and stuff like that. But I'm really excited to show you. Sorry I'm so rambly tonight, but I haven't seen you in a month and I've missed you. So I just thought I would just tell you a little update, and I can't wait to show you what I've been working on and why I've been so quiet here. And it's because I've been really busy unpacking and really busy trying to get my life together on top of, you know, just dealing with all these appointments and stuff. So yeah, and I did have another procedure also last month. I'm having another procedure this Thursday, and then I'll have another one in a month after that. Nothing major, it's fine, it's all for my back, and it's all pain relief procedures so that I can be comfortable. And then after that, I should be good for 6 months after, 6 to 8 months. So, and then I'll have more after that. So anyhow, I've been very busy. So, but let me know what you'd like to see. Let me know if there's any books you want me to read, if there are any videos you want to see, if there's anything specific that you'd like me to put out there, because it's been a little bit and I'm getting my life together slowly. I'm excited to see y'all. I'm excited to get back out there, and I do have some exciting things in the works. I've just been busy. So, but yeah, I'll see y'all next week. Bye for now.